The Ram Rebel off-road truck has been around for almost 3 years, but there's a new competitor in town. I'm talking about this, the 2021 Ford F-150 Tremor. And in this video, I want to go spec for spec and show you everything that's in this new Tremor versus this new Rebel. Is this going to be the new sheriff in town? Well, let's find out right now. And of course, the Ram Rebel takes where the Ram 1500 four-wheel drive left off and adds more off-road capability. This truck right here is a crew cab with a shorter bed, and actually for 2022 model year, which is starting right now, Ram is actually paring down the options. You can only now get the Ram Rebel for 2022 and maybe beyond as a crew cab with a shorter bed, and the quad cab Rebel is gone, but still many engine options are available. Let's take a look at the Ford. Ford has had the F-150 FX4 off-road package for many years, and of course for the last 11 years the Raptor has been around, and the Tremor slots right in between the two. It's got more ground clearance than the FX4 and a little bit more capability that I'll show you soon, but it's not the all-out desert runner that the Ford Raptor is. Any capable off-road truck needs to have really good ground clearance and also approach, breakover, and departure angles. And for the F-150 Tremor, Ford did just that. If you take a look down here, first of all, they gave it a 1-inch lift. I'll talk about the tires in a second. This approach angle here on the Tremor is 27.6 degrees, which is actually better by almost 4 degrees than what's on the Rebel. That truck has approximately 23.3 degrees of approach, and actually it shows. Take a look. Our managing editor, Alex, this is his personal truck and he's taking it off-road, and there's a couple of scratches on this skid plate in the front. So I think what I would like to see from a Rebel is maybe just a little bit better approach. That's kind of where sometimes it struggles. On the F-150 Tremor, that should not be an issue, but I haven't taken it off-road yet, but I will very soon. Of course, tires are the most important part, and in this case, both of these trucks actually have nearly identical size tires, or actually identical. The Ram Rebel has a 275/70 R18 Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac on an, of course, 18-inch wheel, which is unique to the Rebel. And the Tremor, the F-150, has a General Grabber ATX tire, also in all-terrain, and also the same size, 275/70 R18, and also unique wheel. And in the Tremor right here, because of the offset of the wheel, the whole track is about 1 inch wider than the regular F-150 FX4. So this is cool. Of course, if you're gonna have a cool off-road truck, it has to look special. Ram Rebel did this by having a unique grille with RAM, of course, spelled out, unique hood. It says, of course, Hemi 5.7 liter, which is the engine under the hood of this truck. I'll tell you a little bit more about the engines in a second. But Ford is doing much similar recipe. Actually, they're using this orange accent throughout the truck. The hood is unique to the Tremor, and you can see these kind of ribs, these vents on top of the hood. So this is not an F-150 hood, and it's not a Raptor hood. It's unique to this truck. And of course, the skid plate is there, and tow hooks are painted code orange as well, which is cool. The Tremor F-150 is available only this way, as a crew cab with a shorter bed. So you cannot buy it, you know, as a super cab, shorter cab, or a longer bed option. It's only available with four-wheel drive. By the way, you can still get the Ram Rebel as a two-wheel drive truck. I don't know, I've never seen one, but it's available. And only one engine. It's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost turbocharged engine for the Tremor. And in the back, the F-150 Tremor is also unique. It has dual exhaust outlets, and this hitch that comes from the Raptor. I asked their engineers, they said these tow hooks right here in the back are basically a very similar hitch design to what's available on the Raptor. And the exhaust system is also kind of unique, and I'll let you listen to it right now. Let me know what you think. I think it offers a little bit of a deeper tone for this V6, which I haven't heard before. That's very peculiar. Of course, the Ram Rebel is available with a V8. how can you beat a Hemi sound? I don't know if you can. As I said before, both of these trucks are riding on a lifted suspension, and the ground clearance numbers are almost identical. It's 10.7 inches on the Ford F-150 Tremor to the frame, and about 10.8 inches on the Ram Rebel. But suspension systems are a little bit different because the Ram uses coil rear springs versus leafs on the Ford, and also the Ram uses Bilstein shocks, but the Tremor uses specific Ford tuned shocks. So they're not Bilsteins on the Ford, and they're not Foxes. And the ride quality, we'll have to wait and see. This is my first day with the Tremor. I just need to drive it a little bit more and figure out exactly how it feels. As far as powertrain options are concerned, I think the Ram Rebel has a slight upper hand, actually quite a large upper hand. It has up to 4 different powertrains available. There is a 3.6 Pentastar, then there's a 5.7 liter Hemi, then there's this 5.7 Hemi with e-torque system, which is a mild hybrid system that helps with auto stop start. And of course, most of these engines are actually, all of them are mated to an 8-speed automatic, just different versions of that transmission. And also a 3-liter EcoDiesel V6 is still available. So if you want highway fuel efficiency, you can get the diesel. If you want power and sound, you can get V8 options. So lots of choices. Not so with the Tremor. Right now, the F-150 Tremor only comes with one engine option. It's a 3.5-liter twin turbo, 400 horsepower, which is actually a really good horsepower number, and even better torque, 500 pound-feet of torque. And look, this cover is actually a little bit soft, and it also reminds us that it has a relationship to the Ford Raptor with these little fake vents here. I asked Ford, why not a V8 Tremor? Why not a hybrid Tremor? And they said this engine offers the best towing and performance that they wanted for this truck. So this is what they went with. Of course, 10-speed automatic is behind this engine. I just wish a 5-liter Coyote was here. Of course, we cannot forget payload and towing. This Ram Rebel right here, the way you see it here, has a payload of 1,484 pounds. And technically, with a 391 rear end, it's rated to tow just over 11,000 pounds. So not only do you get off-road capability in the Ram Rebel, you're also getting pretty good, decent payload and actually a lot of towing. And the story is actually much the same with the F-150 Tremor. This fully loaded truck, it's missing the panoramic sunroof, but it has every other option. It has 1,567 pounds of payload, which is more than the Rebel V8, which is a really great number for a 4-wheel drive truck like this. And maximum towing is rated at 10,800 pounds. So maybe a few hundred pounds less than the Rebel, but still that's a lot of capability. It's more than the Raptor, of course, and it's more than some other, those halo off-road trucks like the TRX. Now let's talk about the 4-wheel drive system itself. The Ram Rebel, of course, has 2-wheel drive available, 4-wheel drive automatic mode, kind of like an all-wheel drive system, which is really popular these days in half-ton trucks, 4 high and 4 low. Low range is available. You have your axle lock for the rear differential. You have your hill descent control. And of course, your 8-speed transmission control right here. And cameras are available. Also, a 12-inch display is available. So you can get luxury features and different interior options. Okay, let's take a look at the interior here on the Tremor. By the way, like I said, this is a high-grade Tremor. It's available as kind of a base model. There is a mid-grade Tremor package, and this is the high-end package with really nice leather seats and every other technology feature you can imagine. So, of course, you get a 12-inch infotainment screen in the center. You have a 12.3-inch digital display here, and the graphics are unique. I really love how this truck actually makes you feel special. Let's start the engine. Now, when talking about the 4-wheel drive system, I think this is where the Tremor has an upper hand over the Rebel, and actually most of the other trucks in the segment, like the Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. So first of all, it does have the 4 auto mode, 4 high and 4 low range gearing, which is standard. The other trucks have that too. It has a rear locker. Okay, other trucks may have that too, that's okay. but the actual transfer case is a torque on demand case from Raptor. So it's a very sophisticated transfer case, so they're reusing some of those parts. And this truck also has an option to equip the front axle with a Torsen limited slip differential from the Raptor. It doesn't come on the base F-150 Tremor, but it's a standalone option, which I think is about $800 or about $1,000. So you can take a base F-150 Tremor, add that feature, which is really useful off-road. There are situations where you're teetering on one front tire and one rear tire and you need that traction. That's the case where this Torsen differential will help you big time. And that's not it. Of course, it has a plethora of modes. So this is where the Ram Rebel does not give you as many options. It has Sport, Eco, and in each mode, it will actually also ask you and tell you when it's switching from 2 high to 4 high or even to 4 low in some cases. Of course, it has tow haul mode, unique graphics, I love that. Normal mode, of course, slippery, deep snow and sand, mud and ruts, and rock crawl, which is unique to the FX4 and also to the Tremor F-150. And it just changes the way that the traction system works and the transmission and the engine behave for rock crawling. So those are all really cool features. And then it has a feature from the Ford Bronco. Under features here in the system, there's trail turn assist. So this is a system which is actually, this option is kind of hidden within these options, which I don't like necessarily, but it allows you to make a tighter turn by dragging either the left or the right rear tires. This feature is also available on the Ford Bronco. And then of course it has the camera system, which you can also equip the Rebel with, but you have all the different views, front to back, inside the bed, even for your trailer systems. In the back, right there. All right, so what do you guys think? We went over power options, cab technology packages, ground clearance, and tires and suspension. And I think where the F-150 Tremor stands out, maybe a little bit above the Rebel, is because it does have an optional limited slip in the front, which can be helpful in those ultimate off-road situations. It has some actually Ford Raptor gear underneath, which is very interesting. And it starts at about $51,000, about $500 with destination. $51,500 for a four-wheel drive Tremor. The V8 Ram Rebel is around $55,000. Although a two-wheel drive V6 gas-powered Rebel may start lower at about $48,000. When you get more power like this and equip it with a few things as a crew cab, yes, the price keeps going up. Okay, we're not done yet, because this Tremor, like I said, has every luxury feature, and this F-150 Tremor sticker price right here, nearly every option is $68,000, which is almost like a fully loaded Rebel diesel. Maybe have a similar price. It's a very close call for me, but because the Tremor has a slightly better approach angle, actually great torque number from this engine, and all the other features I showed you, and if you can configure both of these trucks at the same price, I think the Tremor is a little bit more attractive to me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you agree with this? Is the new F-150 Tremor, at least on paper, stack up actually a little bit higher than the Rebel, or maybe even a TRD Off-Road Tundra, or a Chevy Trail Boss, or a GMC 84, or a Pro 4X? Let me know. Next time on For a Few Bucks Less.
All right, so the big plan is to drive from here in Boulder, Colorado, all the way to Ouray, which give or take is about 300 miles. But we also want to figure out which of these three vehicles is the most fuel efficient. So did you fill up, Tommy?
Yes.
Nathan?
Yep.
Yep.
See, that's my problem. When it's full, the needle goes past the thing that says fuel, right? So it's not doing that right now. So I'm thinking it should be about a half a tank.
My temperature gauge on my coolant is going up. My oil temperature gauge is not working, and my battery gauge is also not working.
Oh God, my transmission's overheating.
Oh, doggies! Oh, it's fine. Just a little bit, just a little oil. Almost smells like wax. And it's burning. Just a little.